We are creatively diverse.
I'm BJ.
And I'm Jazz. Just want to get some big ups to Remy Ma right now. Comeback is crazy.
Yes, definitely want to show her some love. Like, record, definitely one of my hottest.
Sick.
Especially, yes. How she coming back. I know a lot of people doubted her. Definitely. Any of your fans that definitely knew how you was before. Definitely how it's coming out.
Hot,
Yeah,
for sure. Definitely in rotation.
Just to get into the topic today, we're going to go over perception. Definitely want to give some more love to Jane Barrios. She's somebody that I work closely with. She's like a mentor to me. So definitely want to get into your comments. Love the comments.
Appreciate
This is
you.
exactly what we need. It just makes us want to do this even more. So the topic that she said that we should get into is perception. First thing we're going to get into is how would you like people to perceive us versus how they already perceive us? I'm going to let Jazz get into a little bit of a topic first so we can kind of do a versus who is who.
All right. So going off of how people perceive you versus how you would like to be perceived, I say for starters, we look at people first based off their color. It's unfortunate, but in today's world, that's what we see first. We don't know who they are, what they're about, because we haven't gotten that chance to get to know them or even took the opportunity to do so. So me specifically, I feel like a lot of people perceive me, based off my hair. I got locks. I know a lot of people perceive me based off the way I talk. I speak with a lot of slang and a little bit of southern drawl. So, that's one of those things that you can't really change, because when they first see you, they're going to see your face, they're going to see your hair, they're going to see what you're wearing. That's another thing. They perceive me based off of how I dress. Mm-hmm. So those are three of the top things that people see first. You know what I mean? And no matter how awesome you are after that, they already have their opinion formed in their mind. Now, how I would like people to perceive me, I don't know if it really bothers me as much as it bothers other people, because I am, I don't let a lot of stuff bother me. I just let it roll off my shoulder. If I could, I would have people perceive me as the nice, genuine, loving, and caring person I am. But that is something that you got to wait and take time, because they got to get to know you. So perception is a little bit more on the surface. So that's why I think I don't let it bother me. Now, I can't lie and say that sometimes the looks I get don't, rub me the wrong way. But I just let them, roll off, because your looks don't determine, how much money I'm about to make today. It doesn't determine how much love I'm going to get when I go home to my wife and kids. So at the end of the day, or how much love I get from my friends. So at the end of the day, I try my hardest not to let initial perception, make me feel some kind of way. That's the best way to live your life. And there's a lot of people who are more worried about the way somebody looks at them. I'm not, because once you get to know me, you're going to feel bad for thinking whatever you thought about me in the beginning. So that's just my outlook right there.
Now, you said that, people that get to know you, they will perceive you differently. But how would you, anyone who's watching this, if they don't truly know you, and this is only the first couple of videos, how do you expect them to watch enough videos to get to know you if you're already telling people that how people perceive you is not a number one care on your list?
Well, to answer that question, I say just watch the videos. That's the only way you're going to get to know me, or, be able to really genuinely form an opinion about me based off of what I'm saying versus how I look. So, I just like I said, I'm not saying that I'm not going to take it into consideration, but at the end of the day, how somebody looks at you is not shouldn't be a determining factor in how you feel about yourself. So,
yeah,
that was a good question.
For me, I would have to say mine's a little different. How people perceive me, let's first break it down. How people perceive me outside of work. Most of the time, it's like Jazz said, it's a barrier between knowing someone and your perception on me off of a look. Now, when people see me, I'll give you an example. I'm in my truck. I'm on Virginia Beach Boulevard. I'm at a light. I happen to be playing Meek Mills. Okay? The person next to me rolls up, and obviously I know the verses. So I'm into my Meek. So, I'm just jamming. This lady behind, next to me, she's in her camera, videotaping me. And, me, I didn't stop or turn it down because that's me. I'm gonna live as me no matter who's watching. And I think that's why the YouTube channel is such a great thing for us, because we are going to be us no matter who's watching. We're not going to be someone who's like, okay, well, today Remy may be watching, so we're going to, sit upright. And no, we are who we are. That's the reason why this is so unique. When we say we are creatively diverse, it can mean so many different things on so many different levels. That's the reason why I tell people, please stay tuned into watching these videos, because you're going to see so many things that people don't talk about only because they're scared. People's opinion nowadays is censored. And the reason why it's censored is because they're too scared about what people think. That's one thing me and Jazz don't really care about. When we say we are uncensored, we are literally uncensored. Any topic you give us, we are going to talk about. She's going to have an opinion. I'm going to have an opinion. And definitely you're going to have an opinion. That's when everything needs to come together.
Right.
So now with the perception of how people perceive me, a lot of people say you have a resting face. I definitely have one, only because if you're thinking about 1,000 things, you can't have a face to 1,000 thoughts. Yeah. And it happens to be that resting bitch face, as people call it. So it's not like I'm mean or I'm just this rude person. I have so much going on that sometimes when somebody comes to me and it's just like, they're like, oh, well, I'm not, never mind. It's not that I don't want to talk to you or that, I want to entertain the conversation. It's just, I got a lot of things going on. Especially, I know that comes from where you was raised and things like that. So,
100.
Right. Now, how I would like someone to perceive me. I was speaking to one of my friends just last night about when people see us out of the aura of this video. We have kids. So when you seeing us playing with the kids, I'll be the first one to get down and wrestle with the kids. I'll be the first one to mess around or to joke with people. If you follow our Snapchat, you'll see I'm the first one that'll joke, that'll, mess around with Jazz or anything like that. Only because, no matter if it's at work or what the scene is, we have a stressful life, just like anyone else. The stress of having a family, stress of having to take care of things. So to enlighten things and just to relax a little bit, it's always good to, bother people. I was like this with Jazz. It's just things that you do. So definitely, once you get to know us a little more and you see us in a different light, that's when you'll actually be able to perceive exactly who we are. As of right now, I would just say, come on a journey with us. Definitely. Mm-hmm. Now, how we would clear that up, I know that was one of the topics that Jane had talked about, how we would clear up wrong perception of us. I would say, you really can't in one video.
I don't think so.
We can't sit here and give you a hour video and show you exactly who we are. Because if that's the case, you guys are going to stay tuned into the rest of the videos.
You gotta watch.
So if you watch, you'll see. You'll see us grow. You'll see us as who we are. And you'll see us learning from things. Because even at the age as we are, we still learning to this day. So that's where the comments comes in. You letting us know how we can improve. Topics that we can hit on. That's the type of support we want. So with that, I would just say people will perceive no matter how we tell them we want them to perceive. Sure. Because as Jazz say, if you see us, in your mind you're already thinking thoughts. Even before we open our mouths. Just like when I was at the stoplight. She didn't know me. I could have been Meek Mill's girlfriend. You don't know.
Hold on, wait. That's Nikki.
Right. So you don't know. So going into more of perception, I just think that people really don't understand that you do run into those people who perception is all they have. And when you perceive someone negative, it hurts them. And then that's when you get people who, they call it bullying on so many different levels. But if your perception of someone is wrong and you start treating them differently, that does weigh on your heart and your thoughts. Exactly, because you're going to be thinking differently. You're going to approach them differently. Don't approach me differently. I was just talking to somebody I work with, shout out to Davis, and she said that she don't talk to me at work only because I be having that resting face. So she don't know if I'm about to swing on her or just ignore her. It's not that. I just have 1,000 things going on. And in the discussion, like we said, It could be a hey, how you doing? That can change somebody's whole mood. Like, will let you know, like, yo, I need to zone, back into what I need to zone back in because, I was zoned out. So, yeah, definitely, just different topics of perception can be perceived differently.
Now, I was just thinking about something. As far as what you said with the meat meal, I was thinking, like, I've had that happen to me, but on the reverse side. Because I listen to Taylor Swift. I listen to Kelly Clarkson. I listen to a lot of pop, a lot of punk rock, and people see me and like, how do you even know the words to those songs? Because I listen to them, and that's the only way for you to learn a song. So that's one of the things I say. That's one of probably the biggest things about how somebody perceives me that bothers me. Like, don't tell me what kind of music I should listen to. I listen to just about every genre except for the stuff where I can't understand what they're saying. The heavy metal. But other than that, I listen to all kinds of music, depending on what kind of mood I'm in. I listen to R&B heavy. Like, I like the slow stuff and to make you feel good stuff, and then I listen to rap. I listen to some underground artists. I listen to some of the guys on on the scene right now. So don't look at me and be like, oh yeah, I already know what she gonna be listening to, if I was to ride in the car with her. But then I might turn on some Taylor Swift and sing the words to our song, and then you might have an attitude because you're like, what are you doing? Like, so that's one thing that I say I would like to be changed, the perception of looking at somebody and automatically assuming what kind of music they're gonna like. You know what I mean? That's one thing that I can go back and say, yeah, if I could change the perception of people when they look at me, don't assume my music, because my playlist is very, very broad. Now, one thing I did want to touch on, us as a whole, like we said, we've been friends, best friends, 10 years. When people see us out together, we get some looks. Now, I'm not exactly sure, if I can pinpoint exactly what they're about, but I can tell you one thing is that's first, and then maybe how I'm dressed versus how she's dressed or how we dress together. Like, I don't understand why, a black person and a person that's not black can't be friends. You see it every single day. You see, all kind of TV shows, radio shows, movies where it's people of different races together, and people of different races watch those movies together, watch those videos, and watch those TV shows together. So even to this day, and I mean, this is 10 whole years later.
Whole years.
When people see us together, they're confused, and I don't know why. We're just two ladies walking down the street, if you want to call us ladies. So that's one thing that I can admit does bother me, because like, I love her to death. Don't assume that I might be, keeping her captive or something like that, which I feel, people are looking, you know what I mean? Some people, they don't understand that that's part of us, diversity. We're very different. Come from two very different backgrounds, went through very different things, and some things similar as well. But that's why our friendship is as strong as it is, because we understand each other's struggle. So that's one part of perception that does bother me. So
yeah, like she said, if you perceive things differently, yes. When people see me, they're like, okay, well, she's white, she's black. Please understand, there's a lot of things we went through our lives that we can relate on. And I think that's the reason why we came so close, is only because when I first met her, I guarantee she didn't think that I knew her same struggles. And most people wouldn't, only because of how things are perceived in this day and age. So we can relate to on 1,000 different levels, differently than maybe I could relate to with someone else. And that's the reason why I tell people all the time, stop with the barriers of color.
yeah.
Because we can tell you right now, barriers of color, on some different levels, it did stop us only because of how people, judge us. But we have so many, different ways of perception and the struggle that we've been through and how we can relate to each other. So even though people do give dirty looks and, they normally don't say things to us, which we would rather that. I mean, just so we can tell them, like, you may be thinking this way, but this is what it really is.
That would be better if you just walk up to us, had a balls and walk up to us and say, this is why I'm looking at you like this. I could better understand for that situation and for future situations. So that does make sense to me. I mean, it won't hurt my feelings. Just at least tell me so I know you're not just, thinking real negative things, which it could be the case. But if I knew, I feel like it would better help us address future situations.
Yes, definitely.
So that's my piece for today. I definitely feel like we touched, on all of those and got that perception question answered. If you feel like we missed out on something or said something that touches you, let us know. Comment, you know what I mean? Follow us, subscribe to the channel. We got some good stuff coming for sure.
Yes, definitely. We may not post as much as most people want us to, only because we do got lives. But definitely leave the comments. A lot of people hit me up via text or they call me. Please leave the comments exactly where it needs to be on the video.
We'll see it, I promise.
Yeah, definitely our PR group.
They're working.
Yes, definitely. So leave the comments, share. Please share. The more it gets out there, the more videos we'll be able to upload, and the more opinions we'll get.
Let somebody know that you know, to let somebody they know, to let somebody that they know, to you get what I'm saying.
What she said. All of it. So yeah, definitely share the video. Anything that you guys do want to comment, let us know. Definitely leave it. And we'll see you guys another time.
Creatively diverse. We'll holler.
We out.